Whoo, y'all, we are back on the YouTube. Whoo, YouTube live, y'all. So I'm gonna try to wait for some people to come in. I just wanted to go live, have a nice chill live. We're gonna crochet a little bit on this live. Let me get myself together because I want to show y'all. This live is gonna be all about my February blanket. Let me cup out the way. I got some water. Um But this live is going to be all about my February blanket. We're going to just crochet together, y'all, on this live, talk a little bit. I got to show y'all some. So I'm going to just go in and talk because I know some people will watch it on the replay. And if you watch it on the replay, y'all, talk to me in the comments because I'll comment back too. But I just really wanted to go on to show y'all how the February blanket is coming along. I want to say I put a picture up yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I put a picture up yesterday to show the progress that I had. Y'all, I'm in a whole nother setting too. So I was like, listen, we're gonna sit at this desk and we are going to go live from this desk. So I do not have all my yarn behind me. I actually have my husband set up when he go live on he's all things hip hop. Check out Just My 3 Cents on YouTube, a little shameless plug there. The faculty on Facebook. It's a group, y'all, hip hop group if you're into hip hop. But this right here is my blanket so far, and I am a little behind on this blanket. I think I have, let's see, this is tomorrow's the 28th, so that's the end of the month for us for this February blanket. And I was like, listen, you gotta buckle down or hunker down and get these squares done. So I think I am, let me see, I have one more. So I'm 9 squares out. So I have 9 squares that I have to complete or I want to complete by tomorrow. And I think I did really well. Of course, it's no way I can show y'all how big this blanket is. But what I'm going to do is once I get it done, I'll take lots of pictures to show y'all. I think so far this has to be my favorite blanket this month. I mean, well, for the 2 months because we did January. We did a scrap blanket for January. And this one, I went with a colorway. I did the pink, the reds, and the white. Pink, red, and white. So as you can see, I don't know how many. I think initially I started off with 3 or 4 different colors, and then I just combined them with the white. And I combined like this right here in the front, y'all. And I like that kind of, it gives like that red, that raised edge. And I like that for the blankets. But on the back, if you look, it kind of just makes it look like a little sleek. And I actually like that as well. So for for my January blanket, I was sitting there like, listen, I think I'm gonna go around some more to make it a little bigger because for this blanket, as you can see, y'all, like I said, there's no way I can show everything in here, but I did 10 rounds for before I get going, y'all, because I'll start talking and ain't crocheting. Let me get my yarn out, y'all. I'm sorry. Cause let me get my yarn going. And I have everything. I have one that I already was working on, a square that I've been working on. So we're gonna chat and we're gonna work on these squares together. I wanna say I know I didn't put it in here. Uh-oh, y'all. Wait a minute. Let me find my hook. Did it drop? Ooh. Ooh. So the hook that I'm using for this project is a 6mm hook, and I don't have it in my bag, but let's see. Maybe it got tied up in this yarn. Y'all, I thought I was prepared. Look at me. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about it and we're going to crochet. Like I said, if you have a project, I want y'all to crochet along. Let's talk in the chat and let's just, I said, hey, I got to finish this anyway. So why not go live with my crochet family and let's just chat it up, And if you are working on a project, let me know what project you are working on. And I'm just sitting here and crocheting. Now, one thing I want to say before I start talking more about this blanket too, one thing I wanted to come on YouTube Live and talk about was that I went live for the very first time on TikTok the other day. And y'all, that was a whole different situation, y'all. I had really, really enjoyed myself on TikTok Live. Like, I had a blast. I had so much fun. And I think what made the TikTok Live a little different, y'all, was the fact that we had excuse me. What made it a little different was the fact that we could use music. So I'm a big R&B girly. So if y'all watching this, let me know, what music do you like the best. I am definitely just all the way R&B. I would sit here and play R&B all day, but it's 90s R&B, y'all. I'm a 90s R&B girly. So on TikTok, what was so cool was that I had my playlist going on Pandora of my 90s music, y'all, and we was over there just talking and chatting. And one thing I like too, like, I know the same thing happens on YouTube to where people just come and they can watch. You don't gotta even click the video, you can just watch. But on TikTok, y'all, we were just chatting up, we were talking, and a lot of people wasn't subscribers. Like, they weren't my subscribers. Well, I guess what on TikTok is it called, followers. A lot of people weren't followers on TikTok, but after the live, I met some awesome people, and I really, really enjoyed that. Like, like I said, I really think what makes TikTok's live a little different than YouTube Live is the fact that we could play the music without getting like a copyright. But I said, one thing that I was going to do a little better was come on and talk to y'all a little bit more and do a little YouTube Live, because I have not posted a video either for YouTube. And I'm like, I gotta get it together. I have to get it together, y'all. So if y'all are watching this and crocheting with me, let's talk a little bit too about that, because the month of February, and I'm gonna make a video about it, because the month of February was a little wild for me, as in like content creation. And I don't know what it was, because we're literally got one more day, so I can say what it was. I don't know what it was about the month of February, but January, it was like I came out blazing. But y'all, for February, it was more so like I just felt like I was not as inspired. What, I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong word, because I don't want to say inspired, because it wasn't really like an inspiration. I felt like, hello to everyone that is joining the live, and y'all, please say hi in the comments. I would love to talk. I think I have this chat thing on, y'all. I don't know if I have it on. Do I have? Let me see. Okay, it says it's on, so I'll make sure, y'all. But hello to everyone that is doing the live, y'all. If y'all are joining, say hi. Let's talk it up. But I was just talking about I'm crocheting, trying to finish up my squares for my February granny square blanket. And if y'all just want to crochet along, y'all get y'all hook. Let's sit here and talk, and let's crochet together, because listen, these projects got to get done regardless. Why not? Let's just crochet together. Hi, hi. How are you doing? I hope, like, what are you crocheting? I crochet too. Awesome. What's your favorite things that you like to crochet? Or if you have your hook down and you are crocheting, what are you crocheting, y'all? Let me know. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all, when I went to TikTok and did that live, it kind of made me think a little differently about lives. Although I know on YouTube we can't play our music, but it made me think like, listen, nah, you can still, like, it don't have to always be structured and stuff like that. And that's what I was talking about before. Y'all, I'll go all over the place, but I was saying that February to me seemed like, I don't want to use the wrong word of being like inspired, but I was not as motivated to make videos. And I really don't know why. It was just something in me that just did not really feel like pushing through, because I looked at my February calendar and compared it a little bit to my January calendar. And in January, I was crocheting and making videos and everything. But for February, I wasn't making that much videos, but I was crocheting. I was crocheting a lot. Like I think I crocheted. I'm actually crocheting my first amigurumi. It looks like a little nurse for my instructor who is, I know that's going to be awesome. And you know, that's so crazy. I seen something today that said, someone was like, they always say start off with granny squares when you're crocheting. And I saw something today. You're welcome. I saw something today that said, no, start off with the amigurumi. Don't bother with the granny squares. Start off with amigurumi. So that's awesome. Like, I think that's so cool. I think when I first started crocheting, I was a little intimidated by amigurumis too, because I was just like, listen, I don't know if I'm gonna really like the amigurumi. And then all of my stuff became wonky, but at first I was not confident in thinking that I could do amigurumi, y'all. I was like, listen, it is no way I can make this right here. And lo and behold, I said, listen, I'm gonna jump into it. And when I did, I was hooked. It's not as bad as it seems, or not bad, it's not as scary as it seems as far as amigurumi. Once you get the groove, it's really fun. Now some of them are a little it takes some time because you know, little detail, but I think the end result for amigurumi is what makes me keep wanting to do amigurumi. Like, you learn how to do it. Yeah, blanket is cool, but to have like a little stuffed animal or stuffed doll, I think it's awesome. But I think early on in the beginning, I did a lot of stuffed dolls, and y'all, I messed up a whole lot, a whole lot. It was terrible. It was terrible. But let me jump back into February, y'all. So I don't know. When I compare February to January, I'm like, listen, I don't know what happened. So y'all let me know in the comments. Did y'all see, like, in February, compared to your January, did you post more in January versus February, or did you post more in February versus January? Because one thing for about me is that I'm the person that I have to feel it. Like, if it's not really a feeling, I don't want to jump on camera and give y'all, you know, something that I'm not feeling. That's the big thing for me. Like, I really gotta feel it. And if I'm feeling it, y'all, I think we'll have the best result. And I know some people be like, no, you gotta just get on and you gotta make these videos and but y'all, if it ain't a feeling that I got, I can't just put any and everything out there. So, and then I had to remember too, not remember, because I remember, but I'm also reminded that, you know, YouTube and TikTok and all that, everything is good. But when you are creating content for the love of it, it's a little different than someone who have to hop on and you have to create because you have to make like a paycheck or something like that. You know, I initially started this YouTube channel because I wanted to share my love for crochet and my makes with the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt like the things that I crochet, and even just sitting there and talking in front of the camera, I felt like my love for crochet and my love just for life, my love just for people would be able to shine through the crochet, and I'll be able to, like, to uplift people through my crochet and through my messages on my video. So that was my initial reason why, and that still is my reason why I wanted to do YouTube and all the other things like TikTok. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and that was my reason why. So I understand my why. So I can't go against my why just because it's like, no, you should post this, you should do this. I just can't go against that. It's like, no, I have to stay, you know what I'm saying, and operate in purpose. And operating in purpose sometimes means you have to realize, like, you have to sit down. It was a great chat. I subscribed. I can't stay on though. Stay hooking. Thank you so much. You do as well. Thank you for joining in. And that was one thing that I had to realize was that, listen, you have to understand why you're doing this thing. You know, sometimes people like to jump on YouTube or even being content creators, and you're just doing it because, hey, this seems like a quick way to make some money or do a thing. And I'm gonna tell y'all, no, this is work. Content creation is work. And I think it's just work in general, putting yourself out there to the world. Like, you don't know who is going to see your videos. You don't know what they're going to say. You don't know who you're going to inspire, let alone you know what I'm saying, who's watching you. And I feel like it's a great responsibility to sit behind these cameras and to share our love that we have, you know, whether it's for crochet or whether it's just in general for like, say our love for anything that we do, you know, like I say, you have so many people out here that's doing so many different things. You have podcasts, you have so many things. And it takes a lot to actually sit there because you're sitting here like, you know what? I want to share this with the world, but you don't know how they're going to accept it. But you still have to remain in your purpose. And then not only that, one thing that I realized was like, listen, this is not the only thing you do, and you can't burn yourself out because you want to put out more than what you can actually give in those moments. And that's something that I think a lot of us have to realize when we are content creators, or you have a love for thing and you want to share it. Let me count my roles, y'all. You have to remember like to put yourself first. Like my husband always tell me, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Like we need you just as well as everybody else needs you, or just as well as you need yourself. So you have to remember that. And so for the granny squares, for the blankets, I've been doing 10 rolls with a 6mm hook. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 3 more rolls. And one thing I found that I don't know, I did get behind on the February granny blanket because I was waiting to kind of like do the unbagging. I think I announced that. I think it was a live that I did on TikTok. I was talking about how I got behind, so I was working on these granny squares. But I think next month for March, I think we're gonna go the same route. And I'm not even gonna store y'all. I want to do at first I said I was gonna bust through my stash, y'all. I'm gonna try to stay committed to that and just start working with the green yarns in my stash for March to bust through it. But then I know Joann's, with Joann's closing, they're going to have a couple of sales going on. And I already spoke with my husband. I'm like, listen, Joann's is going to have a couple of sales. The yarns that I actually love will be hi from Virginia. Hello, 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 Virginia. Hello. Hello from South Carolina. Hello to Virginia from South Carolina. But with Joann's closing, y'all, I really love the Joann's Big Twist yarn. And it's absolutely my favorite value yarn. I put it in my 2024 best yarns video. And I'm a value yarn girly. I talk about it all the time because I just absolutely love Joann's value yarn. So I was telling my husband, I was like, since Joann is going to be closing, I'm going to have to get me some of that value yarn. But I think what I'm going to do is bust through my stash for March of all the green yarns and make sure when I go and get some big twist value, I get a good bit of green, because I think I'm going to go again with the 10 rows of granny squares, 6mm hook, y'all. And I don't know, I'm looking at my January blanket that's down in my basket. I think I may connect that greens with black. Yeah, I think I may connect it with black, y'all, because I love black. Is like my favorite color. And I'm sitting here, y'all, and I don't have a black shirt on today, surprising, but it is my favorite. But I think I'm going to connect it next month for March. I'm going to do all greens for the granny square, and um we're going to connect it with black. Let me show y'all this for the people that are coming in. Hello, hello, hello. I'm working on some squares. This right here so far, like I know I can't show it all in the video, but this is how it looks so far that's connected. And I have 9 more squares to finish off this this blanket that I need to get done, connected with the white yarn. And y'all, this blanket, to me, I was so surprised. This blanket is bigger than what I could ever imagine, because my January blanket is nowhere near this big. I think I put 2 double crochets around the border of my January blanket, and it's still nowhere near how this blanket looked, because for that blanket, I did a 5mm hook, I think I did for that blanket. And the squares were only to 6 rounds. So that can kind of tell y'all that it's nowhere near the sizes of this blanket right here. So what I'm actually going to end up doing, y'all, is excuse me, let me get a little water. What I'm actually going to do is keep with the 10 rounds, 6 millimeter hook, and that way I only can do probably like 2 double crochets around for the edge and be done. Because listen, greetings, just arrived home and saw that you were live. February blanket looking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had to get some water, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm a little behind because tomorrow is the last day of February and I still have the 9 squares to go, but we're gonna get it done. Because even if I don't get these 9 squares done by tonight and tomorrow, I'm still gonna start on March blanket for I'm still gonna start on the squares March 1st because there's no way I can get behind. And I really wanted to come on and just be honest, because I think sometimes we as crocheters and we have like an idea or something and like, okay, I'm gonna get it done in this time, but life be happening, y'all. Like life happens, things come up. We don't always things don't always go as planned. And like I was talking, like, for some reason, February just was one of those months for me that I wasn't as I can't say productive. I was productive because I crocheted every day. As y'all can see, this blanket is it got along. It came along, and I did pick up my hook every day in the month of February. I would say if I missed a day, it probably was like on the weekends, like a Sunday or so. But for the most part, I've been crocheting. I think I got to make a video to show y'all. I made a couple of hats. I even have it on my shorts. I made a couple of things throughout the month of February. It's just that I was not on top of making a lot of videos. But I wasn't really, like I say, I wasn't really feeling them like that. But I am going to get these squares done. And when March 1st hit, we're going to have to pause on the February blanket to do like a little catch up and go ahead and do every square for each day of March. So that way I won't get behind. And one thing I think I talked about last time in one of my videos was that I was going to do a 30 square blanket and for each month, even because February was only 28 days. And I thought about it. I was like, no, I don't even have to do that because the squares were big enough. When I was combining them, it was like, no, just connect them by 4. So instead, I think on my smaller January blanket, I connected them with 5s, I think it was, in rows of 5s. I connected them. So because this one right here is a little bigger, I'm connecting them with rows of 4. And y'all, it looks real good. At least it looks real good to me. Let me know if y'all have worked on any granny squares and how do you do your connecting. Hello to everyone that is in the live, that is joining, y'all. We are just crocheting together. I wish I could have turned on a little bit of music. I'm a little jealous over here on YouTube, y'all. I'm a little jealous on YouTube. I'm not even gonna hold you because on TikTok, and y'all could be like, if she don't stop talking about TikTok, on TikTok, y'all, I was able to have that 90s music and I was crocheting away, talking and crocheting, y'all. I was just like, listen, we could do this all night with some good music. But YouTube is like, listen, you was not finna have no music playing. You gonna have to talk and crochet. So I hope y'all are enjoying this live. Like I say, I wanted to just come on. We can crochet together. We can talk. I'm working on finishing up my February granny square blanket and getting prepared, I guess we would say, for March. Let me know what y'all think too in the comments about what is it? The Joann's. What do y'all think about Joann's clothes? And do y'all really use a lot of their yarn or do y'all use a lot of their fabric? Because Joann's, my Joann's have a lot of fabric, y'all. And they have some really good choices. Now, one thing I always wanted to do was learn how to sew. I know how to crochet. I do not know how to sew. I can knit a little bit. I did try, but it's not my favorite, so I didn't put that much time in it. I learned how to do it and I left it alone because I really have a love for crochet. But when it comes down to sewing, I think it would be so cool to be able to like learn how to sew so that I can line things, like line my hats and different things when I do crochet. And sometimes it's even cool, you can line your blankets. But sometimes learning how to sew for me was a little time consuming, and then having to cut things out and be precise about all those things, y'all. I was a little lazy on that. I was like, listen, this is a lot of work. So I actually admire people who know how to sew, y'all. I love seeing people who know how to sew, y'all. It takes so much time and patience. And some people think crochet takes time and patience. And it does, but not as much as sewing, because I could just grab a hook, grab some yarn, and there I go. Off I go. But for sewing, you gotta have your pattern. You gotta be able to stitch them things together, as in to hold them and to it just seems like a lot. But I do love a good I love when people have a real good sewing kit and, well, sewing machine. And honestly, the crazy thing is, sewing is a lot less forgiving. Can't just exactly see. And I think that's something that I actually love to do too, is to, like, the whole thing. That's why I chose crochet over knitting, was that, hey, frogman was a little more easier. Now sewing, you can't, like you say, you can't just say, hey, messed up, go back. And the crazy thing is, I remember I always was a crafter, always loved all things crafting. I remember in high school, my mom brought me a sewing machine. I switched to Joann's after Hancock Fabrics closed, but shop, I shop at a variety of places. Yeah, I think in my area, there is only, now the best fabric store in my area is Joann's, but I would say, we don't have Hancock. Well, I don't remember having that, because I'm trying to think. Do I remember a Hancock fabric? It was a fabric store, but I don't think it started with a B back in the days. But Joann's is the only place, honestly, in my area that I feel like you can get the best fabric if you're into fabrics. Because I had to get a piece of fabric when I did my craft show, and I wanted some for the tables, and that was the only place that I could really go to find some really good fabric. So it is a little sad that Joann's is going to be closing on that, because I will only go there for the yarn. So I'm going to really miss that. And I'm gonna be honest. I have in my area Joann's. I'm messing up here. I have Joann's, Michael's, and Hobby Lobby. Now, out of the three big box yarn stores in my area, I felt like Joann's had the best deals when it came down to yarn. And what I mean was shopping online and picking up in the store, because I did a lot of shopping online, picking up in the store because of the coupons. And it was like, their yarn is already on sale. You can go and get a 20% off coupon on top of what the yarn was for, and the prices was like so much better, and I really had enjoyed that. And I think that's what I'm going to miss most, because I tried to do Michael's, and to me Michael's seemed a little more expensive, and I don't know. And Hobby Lobby is cool, but the thing is with Hobby Lobby is that I don't remember which weeks the yarn is on, because they switched it to where you have every other, I think it was every other week is the yarn sale at Hobby Lobby. So I don't really get to go in Hobby Lobby as much. But one thing too about Hobby Lobby, I would say about their yarn, because I absolutely love, every time I say it, it tickles me when I say I absolutely love my Hobby Lobby yarn, because they brand, I love this yarn. I really do love Hobby Lobby yarn, because it seems like Hobby Lobby have some very, very cute colors. Like, their colors is top notch. And Michael's value yarn is okay, but it's really more basic to me. If I had to put it, like, if I had to do which value yarn I was going to go to, it would be Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and then Michael's. But Michael's, to me, Michael's don't seem like they have the best sales, and I'm a person that like a good sale. And my husband laughing at me because he's like, listen, you won't get anything unless you can figure the sale thing out. And I tell him it's not about being cheap. It's just the excitement. And I think what excites me most about a good sale, y'all, let me know if y'all feel this way. But I used to be a couponer back in the day when couponing was couponing. That's when you could really go like, I think it was Walgreens, CVS. And that's when you had to find the paper, clip the coupons. I had like the coupon books. I had everything, y'all. I was in it. I was on it. Make sure I don't go over, y'all. Let me count. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Okay, so I had everything, y'all. I was big on couponing. And I think because I was so big on couponing, I'm shaking myself up. I think because I was so big on couponing, that's what makes me, get the thrill of wanting to always find a deal. And I was even into the days when they had the Dollar General, when they had the penny aisle, and you had to go hunt and search for the deal. Hello to everyone that is joining into the live, y'all. We are just crocheting together. Let me know in the comments what y'all working on, y'all. Let me know what y'all working on. I am finishing up this granny square. I have 9 more granny squares. This is my last round for this one. So this will be 8 after this one that I have to make to connect to my February blanket. And I will be done with that blanket. I am going 10 rounds of granny squares with a 6mm hook for my February blanket. My January blanket, y'all, I wish I had thought about this for January because she is going to be a little smaller than February. But January blanket, I only went 6 rounds with a 5. It was either a 5 or a 5.5mm hook. I can't remember. And it's no way. And even like, look at this. I don't think the holes are too big. Let me know what size hook y'all like using for your granny squares. I don't think the holes are too big for when I use a 6mm, but I would say for my excuse me, for my granny squares, I only add I don't add gaps in between. I don't chain in between. So I just go straight. And the only time I have a chain one is in the corners of my granny squares. That's the only time. I do not chain. And I know some people chain 2, I think, in between each round. But I find that I like it a little better when I don't chain, and I find that it gives it a little more tighter look, and it doesn't make it as holy, but that's just my opinion. I think everybody, the unique thing about crochet, and one thing that I really like about crochet too, y'all, is that you can just make it your own. It's like, it's it's nothing to where somebody is like, oh no, you got to do it this way. This is how. No, you do it the way you want to do it. That's the most important thing. Like, somebody may do a granny square and chain 1 in between on each, in between each cluster. And somebody may say, hey, no, I want to chain 2, or I don't want to chain any. That's the beautiful thing about crocheting. That's what I really like about crochet too, because we all can crochet the same thing. Like I say 100 times over, we can have the same recipe, but that thing's still gonna come out different because we all are able to put our own twist on it. And that's the beautiful thing about crochet that I absolutely love. I really, really love it. So if y'all are watching the live, let me know what y'all are working on. And then I'm gonna ask this question, y'all. Let me know, because I keep talking about this music. If you go live on YouTube, let me know, is there a website or something to where we can play music in the background? So that way y'all won't have to just keep hearing me talk on. Well, I may still talk, y'all. Because I love to talk. Like, I was like, listen, I might as well go live so that I won't sit in this room and just crochet by myself, where I could just get on live and I could talk to some people who may be crocheting too, or who just want to catch a good vibe. And I don't know. I'm thinking, what's today? Thursday. I was thinking like maybe I should go live after this on YouTube, but I think what I'm gonna do, because I have to get ready for some stuff later on tonight. I think what I'm gonna do is tomorrow, if I say it, y'all, I have to do it, right? Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna go live on TikTok tomorrow. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, y'all come over and follow me. It is I think it's just LadySamoan, the Lady of Crochet. I think it's on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. The Lady of Crochet is on TikTok. It's my name on TikTok. And that way we're gonna play some good R&B and we're gonna have a good time. So I think I'm gonna go live on TikTok tomorrow and finish up some of these granny squares because I know I'm not gonna get finished tonight. Like I said, I have some place that I gotta go late tonight. So I may crochet up until then. And I still have it's not too late. I don't think I have my watch. I don't know what time it is now. But I want to get my daughter's hair done tonight. And that's going to take a little time, y'all. That's going to take a little time. It's almost like with children, like with kids, they get tender-headed with their parents, not with anybody else. Anybody else can do their hair, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, they're such angels. But then when it's time for you to do their hair, all of a sudden, everything that you do to their hair hurts. And y'all, that's kind of like how it is when I do my daughter hair. And I'm like, I wonder was I like that when I was her age. Probably. I never like get my hair done. That's why y'all see me now. I have locks. It's like easy peasy. Let's go. But I think I'm gonna finish this last square up, y'all. Almost finished. Look at that. Ooh, I got a lot done on this side. See, when you're like, and one thing I would say about that I realized with the granny squares this month though, those 10 rounds it does take a little longer than the 6 rounds that I did, even though it's only 4 more rounds. It does take a little longer, but one thing I would say, if you do one a day, it's not that bad. You just can't get behind like me. Y'all, I got behind and that right there just messed it up for me. But when I focus, y'all, I can really knock out some granny squares, but I have to focus. If I focus, and I think this year is going to be my year of granny squares because I have an idea for a granny square vest that I want to do. And I think I'm going to make myself that granny square vest. And it seems like I've been making more and more granny squares. Let me show y'all. This is it, the square that we made tonight. And let me show y'all this because this is a bucket hat that I made yesterday. And I think it turned out cute. I went in with the black to begin with each square, and then I just did scrap all the way around. So, and I really like the bucket hats. I connect them, like I say, kind of like how I do my blankets. If you can see, I connect them so that it can have this raised look here. But the beautiful thing that I do like too is that you can wear them both ways. Like if you don't like the raised edges, you can just wear them like this right here. And that's one thing that I absolutely like. And I went around this bucket hat with a granny square stitch for the edging. And I kind of did, when I first did the edge, I increased the first round. I think it was every other stitch I increased it. Then I went 2 more rows and I just did it like that to kind of form like a bucket. I think it turned out absolutely cute. I really love it. And I think I like it more on this side better, but it's for a friend that asked me to make it. So I don't know how he will wear it. Everybody have a different way of wearing crochet. I think it's kind of like one of those things to where it's what you're into. And I love to see crochet when people put it like fashion. I'm not a big fashion person, t-shirt and jeans girly here, but some people are absolutely amazing when it comes down to fashion and how they put crochet with everything. But I think it turned out really cute. So like I said, for some reason, I think this is going to be my year of granny square, not just granny square blankets, which I'm making 1 a month, y'all. 1 granny square a month is what I'm making each month, different colorway. I don't know. I don't have it even pre-planned. I think I'm gonna go with all green next month. That could change, and we only 1 day out. But I'm gonna also in between time be doing different crochet stuff when it comes with granny square. So with that being said, y'all, I thank y'all for joining my live. I'm so excited. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go live tomorrow on TikTok. If you do not follow me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. The Lady of Crochet. I'll put it in the description of this video as well. And follow me and subscribe here. Look at me losing everything. and comment in the video. I will begin to go live a little more. I don't have my yarn stash behind me. I hope that's okay. Y'all love my little setup. And thank y'all so much again for joining. As always, I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, LadySamoan, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys. Have a good night.